Hey, it's me, Vicky Marie. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in this crazy world we're living in. And for those of you who don't know, I am in Spain, in Europe. That's where I'm based, even though I was born in England. It is absolutely freezing here, which is why I've got the hat on, as well as I'm having a bad hair day. So the good thing about woolly hats is not only they keep your head warm, but they cover up your hair when it's just one of those days. I would have had to wash it, and I just didn't want to wash it because it's too cold. It's really, really cold. It's only 7 degrees here in Spain. There's a cold wind. It is sunny though. I did pop out this morning, and if you can get in a sun trap, if you can actually get the sun on your face, it is really nice. But in the house outside, yeah, it's really sort of Arctic conditions in Spain, but at least it's not raining because it has been raining all over Christmas and the holiday period. It has finally stopped raining, at least for now, anyway. So I'm trying to keep myself warm with the coffee. Really, really cold. But anyway, that's a bit of waffle. So in this video, of course, we're going to talk about this awful case. And you know, the more I look into this case, the sort of worse it gets of this lovely couple. And we're going to watch their wedding video. Their wedding video is on YouTube. It was taken by the brother-in-law, the husband of Spencer's sister. Does wedding videos. He's done quite a few on his YouTube channel. It's a beautiful video. They seem like a beautiful couple. They seem so very happy that they found each other. It's just lovely, and it is 5 years. They were just due to come up to their 5-year wedding anniversary. And when somebody just walked into their house, it seems, and shot Spencer what's described as multiple times, making people wonder if he was the main target, and shot Monique once in the chest. And not only that, their 2 children were in the house at the time, 4-year-old and a 1-year-old. But it seems like they were left unscathed. Luckily, maybe the killer has got some sort of a conscience. Didn't kill the children. Don't think he killed the dog either. But he definitely wanted to kill this couple. Left cartridges there. So it doesn't seem like it was a professional hit, because surely professionals would clear up after themselves. There's some speculation about that, how they ever even got into the house. Were they let into the house? Did they have the code for the keypad? And I think what's very especially chilling about this video that we're going to watch later, the wedding video, is it seems to me that it's quite likely that whoever did this to this couple may well have been at that wedding and may well be on the wedding video. Because was it somebody who knew them, who had the keypad number, knew how to access the home, or was in their confidence, so they allowed them in? I mean, it's a real how can I put it? It's like saying it's like a real life whodunit. It's horrible. It's like some real life Agatha Christie thing. I mean, it's just awful. And they say truth is stranger than fiction. It certainly is. Other things we're going to look at. We're going to look at the video that's been released of the police again, of the person that they think is the suspect. We're going to look at them, at that video again. We're going to listen to the 911 calls again from the scene, from when Spencer and Monique were discovered. But also we're going to listen to another 911 call that has surfaced, that has been found by, I don't know if it was Fox News or one of the American news channels rooted out this, that were probably tipped off about it. and it's a callback 911 call. So in other words, at some point from that same house. So this is, remember, these have been described as like the perfect couple, always smiling, so in love, etc. Now, we all know, um, no couple never argues, do they? I mean, I defy anyone to say that they never ever argue or they never have fights, etc. So it seems like Spencer and Monique were no different, but we don't know what this fight was about. But whatever it was, it seems it was bad enough for presumably Monique. I mean, we've only got a lady's voice on the call. We're going to listen to it. Phoning 911 and then putting the phone down, thinking better of it. So 911 phoned her back, and we're going to listen to that call. What happened there? She was very upset, very emotional. This woman, presumably Monique, but we don't know that for sure. And for once, the 911 operator was very nice, very calm, very solicitous. So we're going to listen to that as well. So we're going to listen to the 911 calls from the actual incident on the day of the incident of this couple being murdered. We're going to watch the CCTV or door cam again of the presumed suspect. We're going to listen to the 911 call from the lady at the property, the hang up 911 call for a domestic incident. Very tearful, very emotional woman on the other end of the phone. And then we're going to watch the wedding video. And as I say, I watched it this morning. Oh, and we're going to watch. So it's going to be quite a lot we're going to talk about. There's a lot to talk about in this case. We're going to watch the guy who made the video, Spencer's brother-in-law. He did an interview on Banfield, talking about, what has happened. And we're going to watch that as well. So quite a lot to get your teeth into. But just, people have been describing this case. Some podcasters have been describing this case as similar to Brian Kohberger. The Idaho 4 case, and I can see why they would say that, because at the end of the day, someone has literally walked into somebody's home, seemingly unchallenged, unseen, or unknown. Again, did the dog know this person? Because they had a dog, Spencer and Monique. They've got a dog, a cockapoodle or whatever they call it, those cat type of dogs. So, which seems to have been Spencer's dog in the first instance. So yeah, I mean, is it? There is a similarity, isn't it? Somebody hanging around the neighbourhood till the early hours of the morning, and then literally entering into the house unchallenged and committing terrible acts. But so there is. I can see why people compare it to Brian Kohberger. Certainly, the evilness of it. The thing is, the world's a scary place, isn't it? But you should be able to feel safe in your home, shouldn't you? If that's at least one place where you should be able to feel safe is in your own home. Okay, so yeah, lots to talk about. So first of all, I just want to say thank you to everybody. If you're not already subscribed, please think about subscribing. It really helps out my channel, and it is a free way of supporting the channel. Please like if you don't mind, and yeah, thank you to all of you who already have. I really appreciate all the support for my channel. Special thank you to my members. Special thank you to people that bought Ko-fi, sent super stickers, etc., etc. I really appreciate your support. Thank you. Okay, now I'm going to come. Oh, so gosh, I don't think I've said it for a while. Hello, lovely lurkers. Thank you for watching. Hello to Replay Crew. Thank you for watching. Every view is a bonus. So thank you so much. Right, I'm going to take this banner off. And now I'm going to come into the chat and say hello to those of you who are brave enough to come into the chat. Hi, David. Hi, Lily. Hi, Angel. Hi, Julie. Yes, it is so cold, and I know it'll be colder for you up there in Madrid, won't it? So, yeah. Oh, God, and you woke up to no water. Oh, God. Oh, dear, oh, dear, oh, dear. Yeah, Spain doesn't cope well with cold, does it? Though I know it does get very cold in Madrid, even at the best of times. Hi, Bluebell. Oh, Bluebell, I'm sorry you're not feeling very well. I hope you start to feel better soon. I woke up in the middle of the night, well, not the middle of the night, about 5 o'clock this morning. And I felt like that. So, oh God, I'm coming down with something. But then I fell back asleep, just got another hour or so. And I did feel better then. I feel okay now, just cold, just cold. Yeah, let's send Bluebell to a Bluebell healing vibes, and it's 40 degrees down under. Bit of a difference. That's nice. It's a big 9 degrees here now. But this morning, oh God, it was freezing. So now, before we get started, I'm going to have to go and sort the dog out. Can't believe it. I'll tell you what, they definitely wait until I start live before they decide that they're going to go to the loo, and I have to go and clear it up because it's just you just can't leave it. So I'm wondering if I put on right. I'm not going to put a video on. I'll be back. I'll be back very soon. Hang on. Okay, I'm back. It's just you could put money on it. Literally could put money on it. Anyway, I hope you all entertained each other. Probably people, anyone coming in would be wondering what the hell was going on. Oh, wrapped in a black. Oh, poor Bluebell. Hope you get well soon. Yeah, got rid of, yeah, 9 seconds clearing up the dog. You can't even clear up. You can't even clear up the dog's toilet in 9 seconds. Never mind anybody. Go to the loo yourself. Okay, so sorry. So for anybody who don't know, that's a reference to Erin Patterson and the mushroom murders. Okay, so where we're going to start here with this mysterious case now. I must admit, right from the beginning. Thing is, when people die, people won't say bad things about them. Nobody's a perfect person. I don't know. Maybe when I shuffle off this mortal coil, people will say, "Oh God, she was a right cow." I don't know, but in general, if somebody dies, people don't come out and say, "Oh well, they were a bit of a tosser," but blah blah blah. They will always say what lovely people they were. And I'm not saying that Monique and Spencer weren't lovely people. I'm sure they were lovely people, and I'm sure they were in love. But nobody's life is perfect, is it? There are problems with every couple. Every couple has fights, as I say. It's like it's impossible and sometimes what I've noticed with couples over the years that I've come into contact with, and I've come into contact with lots through classes as much as anything, through students and friends. The ones that seem to argue the most, they're the ones who stay together the longest, and the ones that all loved up and lovey-dovey 1 minute, and then next minute they're getting a divorce or whatever. That's what I've noticed. Some couples do snark at each other a lot, don't they? But it's part of their makeup as a couple. They're just sort of bounce off each other a bit, and you think, oh God, they don't seem that happy. But in fact, they're the ones that do stay together. Maybe they're the more realistic ones. I think we're all guilty, myself included, looking for some sort of perfect relationship that just doesn't exist, does it? Because we're all human beings. You can't love every day get on with someone or love someone. There are things that I think my mum and dad, for example, they stayed together, and they were one of those couples, people did then in those days, but they had lots of problems in their marriage. It wasn't I think most couples who stay together do, don't they? It's like if you're married for sort of 50 years or whatever, there's going to be problems. There's going to be maybe even affairs and things like that, And couples, to me, the couples that stay together, they're the ones that seem to rise above it more, or maybe they don't have as high expectations. I think the higher your expectations are, that it's all a big fairy tale. A lot of it is brought on like by the movies and films and things like that, isn't it? You're hoping for this fairy tale relationship, but it's practically impossible, really, isn't it? Because we're all human beings, So as soon as I sort of saw this, and it was all so twee, and I don't mean that in a nasty way, because they seem like a beautiful couple, and I'm sure they did love each other, but they will have had problems just like every other couple has. They've been married 5 years. So, it doesn't take that long, does it, for problems setting, especially after children arrive, because children make relationships more difficult, not better. A lot of people think having children will make your relationship better. But of course, it puts added pressure on a relationship, doesn't it? So, and as I always say, we all of us, have our public life, our private life, and our secret life. And, you just never know what people are hiding. Even people who appear happily married. How many serial killers have we seen? It turns out, he seemed like such a nice guy. Never thought that he would have done anything like that. People literally living next door to killers. And then you have people like Chris Watts, who seemed like this family man, with his two lovely little girls, and he ended up killing his whole family. You just don't know and because he was having an affair, you just don't know. Just because somebody appears to be on the surface all happy in this happy relationship. And, so I don't know if that's what was the case with Monique and Spencer. But I think if we listen first of all to this, that's what we'll do first of all. We'll go back, we'll start at the beginning, going back a couple of months when this hang up 911 call happened. In other words, someone from that address, a woman, which presumably was Monique, but it hasn't been confirmed, phoned 911, then put the phone down, thought better of it. A lot of people probably do that if you're having an argument with someone. Now, it takes a lot to phone 911, doesn't it, or to phone the police. That must be quite a serious argument where you would feel that maybe you were in danger or that the argument was getting out of hand. So this person, whoever it was, rang 911, then thought better of it and put the phone down. Or somebody made them hang up, of course. That's a possibility as well. If somebody tries to ring 911 and then the person that's threatening them puts the phone down or grabs the phone off them. So the dispatcher rang back, because that's what they do. That's what the procedure is. Rang back to see, and a woman answered the phone, and this is the call that we're going to listen to. So let's listen to that. And this was a few months ago. So the point that I'm trying to make really with this is, at the end of the day, they were a normal couple like any other that had arguments, had fights. We don't know what this fight was about. But we'll listen to it anyway, and then tell me what you think. So going back a few months here. Helps if you turn the sound up on mute. Try and put it on a bigger. There you go. Right. Tell me what you think.
Cattle.
Hello?
Hi, this is 911. We just got a hang-up call. Is everything okay?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm okay. Sorry.
Okay, well, it sounds like you're crying. Do you need police, paramedics, or anything?
No, I'm okay. I promise. I'm just emotional. I'm okay. I don't need nothing.
Well, can I ask what had you call 911 in the first place? Like, were you having an argument with somebody?
It might be into it, but I'm okay. I promise.
Did anything ever get physical?
No.
You guys were just arguing, nobody hit each other?
Yes.
Okay. All right, man. Well, I have the information here. I can go ahead and tell the officer.
So, because what happened is, I mean, it's good. I think this dispatcher is very considerate, very nice. He sounds nice. Now, the woman, presumably Monique, as I say, she's very emotional. She's very upset. So they're obviously in the middle of an argument, and couples do argue, don't they? I mean, there's nothing wrong with having an argument. It's just quite a big thing to actually phone the police, I think. But, you would phone the police if you thought you were under threat for some reason. Of course, it might have been him who made the call, and she just answered the call back from the dispatcher. It may have been her that was going mad, and he phoned the police. And then when the dispatcher phoned back, he might have said to her, "You answer that. It's your fault that I had to ring the police in the first place." We just don't know, do we? We don't know the circumstances. But obviously, there was some sort of dispute. This woman, again, presumably Monique, was upset, crying. And just looking at the house there again. So this is the actual house where the murder happened. As I say, we're going to listen to the 911 calls from the day of the discovery. And again, it makes me, remember this person that has said that they saw Spencer on the bed or next to the bed. I still don't really understand how that happened, because look how tall that house is. Where is the bedroom? Is the bedroom round the back or in the basement? I don't understand the layout of this house, and how one of the people that turned up on that day could actually see Spencer's body next to the bed. Don't get it. But anyway, it'll all be unfurled, I suppose.
To cancel hitting over to your address there.
Yes.
If
Yes,
anything changes, call us back.
Okay.
Oh,
All right, thank you.
now, do you know, reading between the lines there, yes, okay. This reminds me of the sort of Gabby Petito thing, she's saying, oh, no, it's okay, but she didn't sound okay to me. And when he said, if you have any problem, ring us back, and she went, yes, okay. It felt like she was pleading for help to me. That's exactly how it felt. So bearing in mind that if she was into an argument with Spencer and maybe it had got really out of hand, he's probably standing right next to her. She sounded very, very upset to me. But anyway, it obviously got better after that because they stayed together, and this was months ago, this call. But we'll just listen to it one more time before we carry on.
Hello?
Hi, this is 911. We just got a hang-up call. Is everything okay?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I'm okay. Sorry.
Okay, well, it sounds like you're crying. Do you need police, paramedics, or anything?
No, I'm okay. I promise. I'm just emotional. I'm okay. I don't need nothing.
Well, can I ask what had you call 911 in the first place? Like, were you having an argument with somebody?
My gang got into it, but I'm okay. I promise.
Did anything ever get physical?
No.
All right, man. Well, I have the information here. I can go ahead and tell the officers to cancel hitting over to your address there.
Yes.
If anything changes, call us back.
Okay.
All right,
I'm sorry.
See, to me, she almost sounds like a child there when she says, I'm sorry, etc. Very sad. So that was a couple of months before. So obviously, it wasn't necessarily all hearts and flowers, was it? As probably most relationships aren't. So just interesting that it's been unearthed, isn't it? This. Okay, so now we're gonna go to the actual 911 calls on the day, and somebody that I follow on X has very kindly put, because I've found the order of them confusing. Who made the first call, and then you've got the call from the friend who says they can see Spencer by the bed. How could they possibly see him by the bed unless unless they had accessed the house? How could, because looking at that house as we were then, you can see it's like this very tall house. Where are the bedrooms? How could they see in the window and see Spencer dead by the side of the bed? And they describe him as being covered in blood, etc. It just seems odd, doesn't it? So, right, I've got to find this now, where this. Gosh, normally it's easy to find, but there you go. Oh, there it is. So this is a lady that I follow on X, and she deals with true crime. Ah, right. Oh, and just looking at that, so things get curiouser and curiouser. Because apparently that phone call, so apparently the brother-in-law that we're going to have a look at later, who did the wedding video, Rob Misleh. Let's have a look at that. Gosh, it just gets this case, just as you think you're getting to grips with it or what has happened. Now we've got another thing. Now he's saying that it wasn't Monique on the phone. So Spencer Tepper's brother-in-law, Rob Misleh, joins Surviving the Survivor tonight to set the record straight on the April the 15th domestic dispute 911 call. And he says it was not Monique, but someone at their house party. And their marriage was loving and strong. So let's see this clip. So this is Rob. We're going to watch Rob being interviewed by Ashley Banfield later.
We're at this party have all stated, yes, we remember this happening. Voice, it's quite, so first off, if you listen to the voice, it's quite clearly not Monique. Everybody has seen the wedding video and has heard Monique talk, and it's obviously not Monique who's calling. Furthermore, I've been very outstated that, you know, Spencer and Monique had people over a lot. They had, you know, house parties, and they enjoyed kind of bringing people together. And, you know, I think sometimes at these parties, people get a little too drunk. And that's, you know, that happens. And from multiple people that I've talked to that were at this party have all stated, yes, we remember this happening. The woman had just a little bit of a freak out, for lack of a better term. Maybe, you know, was having some mental health issues at the time, but she called the cops from her cell phone. I know it says it was from Spencer and Monique's house. Maybe it was close, but she was at
Oh, just like, so why aren't the police commenting on this? So he's saying that she can call from her cell phone. The police are saying that the call was from Spencer and Monique's house. This is odd, I think, and I'm not doubting what he has to say. Obviously, you know, he's in the know more than anybody as the brother-in-law, but why aren't the police clarifying these kind of things? Why aren't the police coming forward and clarifying it?
this party, and she just had kind of a lapse psychologically, I think, at the time, and that's from multiple people have told me that.
So it was a party, and it was someone other than Monique, obviously unrelated to Spencer and Monique. So I appreciate you sorting that out.
That's what the brother-in-law says. So I'd like the police to come forward and confirm it, to be honest. Also, Rose is saying that apparently the dentist, the children, because they have two children, are as unaware as they could ever be. Now, she put the 911 calls in order somewhere. Here they are. So this is the first 911 call. So, and I thought, so this is from the owner of Athens Dental Depot, which is the place where Spencer worked. He made the first 911 call at 9:03 a.m.
Get a hold of him or his family.
Did it show up the worst?
Correct.
Okay. Does he have medical problems or?
No, and he's been reliable, and we cannot get in touch with him, his wife, his family, anybody that lives in that house.
Okay. So
There's
you're
two
in
kids in the
Florida.
home. I'm in Florida. I own the business. I was informed by my employees that he was not at work, and he runs the office.
Did you receive information that he may have been involved in an accident or?
No, ma'am. I just know that he is he is always on time, and he would contact us if there was any issues whatsoever. And I just don't know how else to say this. Like, we're very, very concerned because this is very out of character. and we can't get in touch with his wife, which is probably the more concerning thing.
Okay, we will send somebody over as soon as we have an officer available, okay?
Right, so we'd listened to that before, and that's the first call. Now, I'm sure, so let's see, that's the fourth call. What about the second call? What about the second and third?
Please check 107.
You know, I'm finding these calls quite sort of difficult to work out a timeline. So, second call, hang on. First call, where's it? I think the second one's in here somewhere. Second call came in at 9:57, so it's nearly an hour. And this was either a co-worker or a friend, and they.
And what's the location of your emergency?
Oh, it's buffering a little bit. Don't buffer.
Okay, what's the emergency there? Police or medical?
Maybe both, I guess. I don't know. I'm kind of
Looks
doing
like
the
we already
wellness.
had a call out there. They knocked on the front door and back door multiple times, and there was no answer.
Yeah, no answer. I can hear kids inside, and I swear I think I heard one yell, but we can't get in. At this point, I don't know if I need to break the door in or just get in the house or what. So
Okay, were you out there when the police was out there?
I wasn't. I just got here about 5 minutes ago.
Okay, all right, well, we'll send them back out to you.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks.
So the police had already been then and not got any answer and gone away again, but there were kids inside. So this guy's saying that he can hear children inside. So she says, oh, we'll send the police back out. So that's the second call. Then this is 9:58 a.m. So yeah, just a minute later, another call saying this is from a woman saying her boss did not report to work. So let's look at this.
Yeah, I just got a call from somebody and sent it back up for dispatch.
Our boss,
There were 4 calls in
we
total.
haven't been able to get a hold of him for.
Hang on.
We haven't been able to get.
It's the last one that I find the
Our boss
most.
did not report
Sorry.
to work.
It's the last one that I find the most
We
mystifying
haven't been able to get a hold of him for 3 hours.
because.
Hours.
Sorry, I'm just trying to get it to the top. It's the last one that I find the most mystifying because I just can't understand how they could have seen Spencer next to the bed unless they actually broke into the house, or did they have the keypad key?
Our boss did not report to work. We haven't been able to get a hold of him for 3 hours. We are on site and we can hear.
Okay, I just talked to somebody there.
Okay, I'm just making sure somebody called.
Yeah, I just got a call from somebody and sent it back up for dispatch.
Okay.
Are you there? Because you're not showing that you're at the
No, I'm
location.
en route there. Our boss did not report to work. We haven't been able to get a hold of him for 3 hours. We are on site and we can hear.
Okay, I just talked to somebody there.
Okay, I'm just making.
Yeah, so with this one, you feel like the dispatcher is getting a bit irritated because so many people are ringing. So first it was the boss ringing from Florida. Then it was somebody ringing from the actual property, one of his co-workers. Now this woman, who's another co-worker, she's on her way to the property. This all does seem a bit strange to me. So who's actually running the dental practice? It seems like all the co-workers have gone to the property. What, would the whole office go to somebody's house that had not turned up for work? I don't know. Do you not think? I don't know. Maybe it's just me looking too far into it. So anyway, that was the third call. And then this was the last one. And this, for me,
Your emergency.
as I say, is the most. I don't understand how this man could
Got
see.
several calls on that. What's changed since the last person I talked
So
to?
yeah, she's getting a bit peed off now, the dispatcher, and she's saying, what's changed since the last time I spoke to someone? And he says, there's a body.
911, what's the location of your emergency? We got several calls on that. What's changed since the last person I talked to?
There's a body.
There's a body inside?
Yeah.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Let me get you on the line with the medic, okay? Stay on the line.
All right, what's going on there? There's a body. Our friend wasn't answering his phone. We just did a wellness check. We just came here, and he appears dead. There's blood. He's laying next to his bed, off of his bed, and there's blood. I can't get closer to see more than that.
There's blood. I can't get close to him. How's he got in?
Is it does he look like? It doesn't look cuddled. I can't look. Okay. All right. Understand. Okay. And then when was the last time somebody spoke to him? Yesterday, I suppose. Yesterday. Okay. Yeah. How old is he? 37. Is he like a drug user or anything like that? No. Okay. All right. Just because that's a really young age. Yeah, I understand.
So how this person got in, I don't know, but he must have, or he saw him through the window. So anyway, I keep repeating that, but it is really sort of mystifying to me how they could actually see the body there. But anyway, so there's the 4 911 calls from the actual morning. Hi, Daniel. Yeah, it just seems odd for me that it's like the whole office went. Why? You could see maybe his friend going or the family going, the brother-in-law going, but it's like the whole office went there. Odd. And yeah, how did they see his body through the window if the bedrooms are upstairs? But I suppose it'll all come out one way or another. Okay, so we've listened to the 911 call from a few months before that now the brother-in-law is saying was not Monique, was someone who was at a house party at their house. We've listened to the 4 911 calls from the morning of the incident that it was discovered. Whatever the truth that lies behind everything, somebody just walked into that house, didn't they? And somebody walked into that house and murdered this couple. Why? Anyway, so we're going to now look at the brother-in-law talking on Banfield about the murder. So let's look at that. Just need to share it. So the brother-in-law seems to have been talking the most about everything, I suppose. Maybe he's a little bit further removed than the sister. Rob Misleh, his name is, and he's the one who made the wedding video. He's the one that's saying that hang up 911 call was not Monique. It was somebody who was at a house party there. So let's see what he's got to say on Banfield.
Rob Misleh is Spencer Cheppy's brother-in-law. He's married to Spencer's sister, and he's live with me now. Rob, I am so sorry that we are meeting under these circumstances. Have you learned anything new tonight about who this potential person of interest might be?
No. Unfortunately, I know just as much as the next person. I was told by a reporter about.
So here's the suspect video now as well, which we have watched once, but I just want to point out again. To me, this person's got very distinctive walk, a distinctive shape. I'd say they're a similar age to Spencer. I don't think they're a young person. I don't think they're an old person. They're probably in their late 30s, early 40s. They're having no problems walking along this ice and snow. But they, I couldn't decide. I can't decide if they're walking erratically because of the ice and snow, or if they're drunk or, taken something. They're definitely trying to cover their identity. They've got the hoodie pulled over their head. They must be I felt like they were comfortable in the neighborhood. I don't know that they know the neighborhood. They don't seem to be looking for Spencer and Monique's house. They're aiming straight for it. They look tall, they look quite broad from the back, they've got long legs. And it's weird because later on when I was watching the wedding video, Spencer's and Monique's wedding video, I think they've got a very similar physique to Spencer himself. And in fact, if it weren't for the fact that Spencer was the victim, I'd be saying, oh, that looks like Spencer. When you see the wedding video, you'll understand what I mean, because it's those long legs. Spencer's like that. He's tall, slim, broad, long legs, like this person. But of course, we can't see their ethnicity because they've got their hands in their pockets, they've got the hoodie. You know, it could be any nationality, any ethnicity. They've not got a bag with them. I don't think this is, I can't see that this could be a robbery because, first of all, why are they aiming for Rob and Monique's house in particular, a house where there's a couple and 2 children in there? Wouldn't they go for an empty house? You know, they do some sort of research beforehand, wouldn't they? To see which house was the easiest one to rob. You're not going to go in a house where there's a couple and their children in the middle of the night on the chance. And the thing is, people with children and a dog, you know, I've read many times from true crime cases that have covered that perpetrators will always avoid houses with dogs, always, if they can, or go to those houses beforehand. It's thought that Brian Koberger went to the Ived house before to get to know the dog, you know, because he targeted that house because of one of the young people in it, didn't he? One of the girls, probably. That's why he went to that house. I feel like this house has been targeted. I don't believe some random burglar just decided to go to that house to rob, and even though there were 4 people in it and a dog. And how did they get in without forced entry? So no, I don't believe that. I think this person knew this couple that went there deliberately to kill them, and they knew probably the keypad number to get into the property. Also, they've got no bag with them, like for carrying swag away. You know, they've got nothing to take anything away. Nothing was taken either, by the way. So, you know, if it was a robbery, they were, you know, in and out of there without actually taking anything. And presumably they had the gun in their pocket. They've got their hands stuffed down their pockets, and presumably they had the gun there. But to me, this person, they're tall, they're fit, they're youngish, not teenage young, but maybe late 30s type age. And they know where they're going. They're assured. You know, it's a very they're not worrying about slipping on the ice or whatever. They've obviously got slip-proof boots on. Or, you know, this is what I mean. They're not infirm. They're striding purposefully, if not a little bit erratically.
10 minutes before this got posted, that it was released by the police department, and
broad shoulders.
You know, when I first saw it,
this guy has got very broad shoulders. I think when he goes past here, you can see he is a big, powerful guy.
Yeah, I do think, you know, suspicious looking person there. It also very well could be, you know, somebody walking home drunk from a bar. But, you know, it's evidence nonetheless that hasn't been released until now. And it's good that they're kind of progressing through this.
No, it could be. It could be someone walking home. Could be nothing to do with the murders. Though I think for the police to release it like this, they either think he is something to do with the murders, or they've released it as a distraction. So everyone's talking about this while they get on with their investigation. That's a possibility as well. Might be some poor guy just sort of lurching home from a bar in the early hours of the morning. Had a bit of a skinful, and then suddenly, oh my God, he's all over social media. But, you know, it wouldn't be beyond the police to do that. The police can do that, release distractions while they make other enquiries, so that people leave them alone with the enquiries that they want to make.
And this is right between 2 a.m. and 5 a.m., which is the window they say they believe that the shootings happened. Rob, do you or your family members have any idea who might have been capable of doing this? Did your family have any enemies? Did You know, did Spencer and Monique have any enemies at all that are known?
Not that I can speak on or know of. I know that they've had this massive community around him that they were just so well liked and admired by everyone. You can see in this picture that's kind of defines him. They were always smiling. They were always laughing. So it's really just unbelievable and shocking to all of us when we.
And that is how it looks, isn't it? I mean, Monique in particular, she has got an absolutely stunning smile. Look at the size of that smile. She's just like, she's very beautiful. He's very handsome. He's always smiling as well, but her smile in particular. But it really doesn't mean, does it necessarily, that someone is happy just because they're smiling all the time? Unfortunately, we just never know what's going on in people's private lives or in their minds. I still think, and until I'm proved otherwise, and it may be that I am proven otherwise, I think this was a targeted attack on this couple. And I think that he was the main target for whatever reason. But also, they didn't, whoever did it, they had a grudge against her as well, because otherwise, why kill her? Why not just kill him on his own, on his way to work? He was due to go to come out of the house within a couple of hours and go to work on his own. And if they didn't have a grudge against Monique as well, why didn't they kill him then when he was on his own? So it seems to me that they had a grudge against both of these people for whatever reason, but maybe especially him, or maybe he just took a few more shots to put down. That could be the reason why he was shot more than once.
I found out. I still, a week later, still doesn't feel real. I can't believe I'm here talking about this. So
no, I bet.
I mean, it doesn't make any sense at all. What do you know about the little kids? Spencer and Mo had two little ones. I mean, I think one is 1 year old, the other one is 4. Do you have any idea what they saw, what they experienced in that home?
We do not. I know, they have met with some people to talk. It sounds like I can't really talk on any evidence, but we've had them with us for the past couple of days. They're with some other relatives at the moment, and they were just as happy and unfortunately unaware as they ever could be. But they're in loving hands, and even more people are coming by their side to make sure that they're taken care of. But yeah, it's just heartbreaking
Rob,
for them.
That's huge what you just said. It sounds to me like they did not see the carnage. This isn't going to be a lifelong memory for them. Were they spared even the visuals of what happened?
As far as I know, I don't think that they were. I don't think that they saw what happened, or at least I want to believe that with my heart. So.
Yeah, or the aftermath. How has the communication been with the police? Have they been updating you?
It's a very difficult Ashley does it well. It's very difficult to interview someone who's just had this tragedy in their lives. And sometimes everybody reacts to tragedy differently, don't they? Some people wouldn't dream of going on a podcast to talk after something like this had happened. And then other people, they like to go out and talk about it. It helps them with their grief. So, Rob's actually one of those, evidently one of those people who's trying to raise awareness, and find, of course, it's a different world that we live in now. People do go on social media, don't they, after they've been under tragedy, etc.
Are they helpful? Are you as in the dark as everyone else?
Personally, I have not been communicating with police, but somebody from the family, is kind of on that. We understand that it's a process, and these things they take time. There's a lot of pressure, obviously, but they want to get it done right. And we're grateful for them for the work that they do. It's not easy, and it's sometimes, scrutinized very heavily, but we trust their process that they're going to get this right.
I just wanted to tell our audience, Rob, that we were just looking at wedding video, and
it's difficult, isn't it, to be interviewed? I think you can tell from his body language, and he quite often presses his lips together. So there's definitely things maybe that he knows that he's thinking, oh, he's not supposed to say that. I mean, at the end of the day, there will be things that they're not supposed to divulge, extra information maybe that the family know. So it's a very delicate interview. This. I think Ashley does it well. I think he responds well. I think I would have wanted to say to him, do you recognise that person in that CCTV? But maybe they discussed that beforehand and he didn't want to be asked that question, because what could he say? Anyway, even if he thought he did know who the person was in the video of the suspect, he's probably not supposed to say that. He could be perfectly aware of who it is. He could recognise them. Because I think, if you did know somebody, I'm just thinking, if you think about people that you know well anyway, your husband, your wife, your children, adult children, especially in that, even if they had a hoodie on and a balaclava or whatever, and you couldn't see much of them, you would recognise their body shape, wouldn't you? I know 100% if I saw my number one son on like that walking down the street, I would know for a fact that it was him. I would know from the height, I would know from the shape, I would know from the way they were walking. You know your loved ones, don't you, inside out in that way. Now, he may not know the person, so he may not know who the person is at all. It might be someone completely random. But if it is somebody from within the inner circle of this family, somebody who's on the wedding video, they tell you the wedding video, I found it chilling, because I think that it's quite likely or possible that whoever did this to this couple was actually at that wedding. Are they friends? I think this is somebody who knows them. I really do. I can't see that it'd be a patient, that would go and shoot two people in a house where there are children present over a messed up sort of crown or implant. I mean, surely not. I mean, stranger things have happened. There's, you can't account for what people will get upset about. I know that. People get upset over less, don't they? But it just seems, how would they know the layout of the house? How would they know the keypad number? Just the fact that they got access into the house so easily, to me, suggests it's somebody from the inner circle. But, it might not be. It might be somebody that knew that keypad number from somebody else who lived there before, or, we talked about that. People are saying sometimes people don't change their keypad numbers. And so it could be somebody who already had that keypad number. But anyway, if I was, put it this way, if I was to say what I thought at this moment in time, just from my own instinct, and I could be completely wrong, I think this is a targeted attack. I think that the person went deliberately to kill this couple, or at least the guy, and maybe the wife just wasn't, there's a bit of collateral damage. But I think it's somebody who knows them one way or another. It might not be somebody from the inner family circle, maybe somebody who knows Spencer but doesn't maybe know Monique, but has got a grudge against Spencer for whatever reason. Oof. And then, of course, there was that revelation that Monique's first husband then married a man. And you'll hear when it comes to the wedding video, Monique saying that she went through a lot of tears, a lot of tribulations looking for the right person. This is what she says in the wedding video, until she found Spencer. So is it something to do with a previous relationship that Monique has had? Is there some resentment there for whatever reason? Or even a previous relationship that Spencer had? Just don't know.
As I understand it, this was video that you, as a filmmaker, shot and produced. I mean, it's beautiful, and it's just so hard to believe that we're having this conversation, seeing the stunning work that you put together for this beautiful day of theirs.
It is a lovely video. We're going to watch the whole video in a moment.
I know I speak for my audience as well when I say I hope that you can get some resolution and some justice in this, and I hope we can stay in touch on this.
Yes, thank you. We all appreciate it. And again, just thank you for the outpouring of love that we've seen. It's been just amazing for the entire family as we're trying to get through this tough time. So thank you.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe.
So what do you make of that then, what the brother-in-law had to say, you know? And he still keeps saying they were happy, you know, they always had a smile on their face. It was almost like this perfect relationship. And, you know, he knows more than any of the rest of us, I suppose. But I still don't believe that, and there's no relationship in this world that never has any problems. I just don't believe that. But anyway, that's what he says. So now that we've watched that, let me just put, I'm going to just put some windows down. And then we're going to watch the wedding video, the whole wedding video. Now, before we start, actually, so this is up on Rob's YouTube channel. Now, he describes himself as what's it, a film director. Let's have a look. Let's have a look what he describes himself as. So, I am a film director and editor based out of Cincinnati, Ohio. And that's it. That's his description. He's got a website, which we might look at after. We'll look at the video first. So he's done several wedding videos on there. You know, he's done a lot of wedding videos. He's not got many subscribers. He's only got 166 subscribers. He's got 20 videos. Now, when we look at this, when we go to look at this video of Monique and Spencer getting married. So this was January the 30th, 2021. So yeah, they would be just coming up to their 5th wedding anniversary. Now it's had over 20,000 views. Of course, a lot of people have been watching this video. It's got quite a few comments. Yeah. It is a beautiful wedding. Now, I've got to say, if I ever got married again, which I can't see that ever happening because nobody's stupid enough to have me. But you know, I am, even though I'm sort of cynical in some ways, I do love a wedding. I'd quite like to get married again, just for the day out and get dressed up. And it is. I do think this is a lovely wedding. It's like a subdued wedding in their home. You know, with obviously the people that are closer to them. And it is beautiful in so many ways, and it's beautiful to see that they obviously were in love and this, that, and the other. But it's also chilling, not only because of what has subsequently happened to Monique and Spencer, but it's like some bizarre sort of Agatha Christie thing. Because to me, I think that the person who did this to Monique and Spencer may well, not definitely, but may well be in this video. So I found myself sort of watching it and looking at all the different people and, you know, like trying to pick out suspects, which is ridiculous, really, because I have no clue, because I don't know this couple. I don't know their friends, don't know their family. But that's just the feeling that I have, that somewhere in this video is possibly the murderer, because who else would have been able to access the property? Anyway, we're going to watch it. Now, there'll be times I have to turn the volume down when it's music and that, because you know what YouTube's like. I'm live streaming, and if they detect a little bit of copyright or whatever, they'll hold up the stream, and you know, so I don't want that happening, because it's not for the monetization, because I can just remove the song later. It's for the fact that if YouTube detects some copyright, they just chuck you off your stream straight away, and they'll hold up the stream. So when there's certain music that comes on, I will turn the sound down. So I thought that was good because it was like a play on Friends, wasn't it? The one where Spencer and Monique get married. Where's it gone? Oh. I should just play it and not. I was just trying to. Let's go again from there.
Dear Momo, I feel so lucky to be up here with you today. You've grown to become my best friend, and together we're surrounded by friends and family who are fortunate to be able to say the same. We're so lucky. Our support system is immense, and you embracing Larry, my crazy group of friends, and my loud family like you have means the world. I vow to support you, to believe in you, and to encourage you. I vow to provide for you. I vow to never stop loving you and to always keep working on us. And lastly, I vow to do my best to always keep making you laugh because your smile is my favorite thing. I love you.
I mean, it's so beautiful. She has got a beautiful smile, and so has he. And they do seem so very much in love. They're, a good-looking couple that go well together, don't they? They're both tall. I mean, he's taller, but I'd be like a dwarf next to them probably. And as I say, you'll see in this, I do think his physique is very similar to the physique of the suspect. But quite often people's friends, people are friends with people that look similar to them. It does happen. I do feel this is some personal thing. So this is obviously one of Spencer's friends wandering around for some reason with a banana for energy for the day. But I like what they've done with the house. It's sort of understated but classic. I think it is a beautiful video. This a beautiful wedding. I think. Sorry, let me go back. Turn it back on again.
People smile and tell me
This is where I have to turn the sound down a little bit because I don't want to be turfed off.
and we just begun. Think I'm gonna have a son. He will be like she and me as free as a dove, conceived in love. The sun is gonna shine above.
Yeah, she looks beautiful, sort of simple, classic sort of style dress, understated but beautiful. She looks really happy, smiley. It's a beautiful video.
Even though we ain't got
Looks like the dog is the best man. Oh, look at that dog. It's so sad, isn't it? It's sort of happy, but now in view of what's happened, it's sad. But you know what? Doesn't matter what's happened. It won't change the fact that this couple, this memory will last forever. It shouldn't be allowed to be clouded by what happened later. This couple loved each other. They got married, and they were happy. on that day and for subsequent days, and hopefully for all the years that they were together, that they didn't get many years together, but at least they got some years together. Some people never have a loving relationship their whole lives. So we've got to remember that it doesn't take away from the happiness of this occasion just because some twonk went and ruined it all for them, does it? Sorry, I think I want to just leave the music on, but I'm worried that YouTube will stop the stream. You know what they're like.
All the friends at Zoom and the families out there, thank you. The brooms and the bride, they want to say thank you very much for the attendance and thank you for your contributions and happy thoughts. I'm going to start out with a little story. I was kind of taken back, when Monique approached me a couple weeks back and said, "Hey, Dad, I want you to do the ceremony for me." And she told me, "Hey, I think I found a guy that's just as good as you." I said, "Whoa." In the back of my mind, I'm thinking, wait a minute. We got to put this to the test. So, I did my research, did my analysis, and put all the checks in the squares that I wanted to. And the end conclusion is, hey, he is better. Darn it.
So yeah, her dad is actually performing the ceremony, so he must be a lay preacher or whatever. Now Monique, as I say, had been married before. That was a disastrous wedding by all accounts, because I think he then went on to marry a man. That's what I'm hearing. I don't know if it's true, but anyway, whatever the truth is, the marriage didn't work out. They had no children, and then she's gone on and met Spencer and thought that finally she's met the man of her dreams.
I wish I can take the honor, but that honor goes to Tim and Yvonne. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
And for Monique, all I can say is this, Spencer, as far as I'm concerned, she can be an 80-year-old lady walking down the streets and I'll just be yelling, "That's my baby."
Spencer, what can I say? From day one, I knew you were something special. I had quite a journey to get to you, countless bad bumble dates, wrong relationships, and waterfalls of tears. But it was worth every cringing second because it led me to you. Throughout all of this, I knew that God was guiding me to my person.
Now, she said that she had several bad Bumble dates. She mentioned Bumble, didn't she? Did she meet Spencer online? Is that how she ended up meeting him? And, that's what they say. You have to kiss a lot of frogs before you get your prince, if you ever do get him. So, she's been through, as many men and women have, lots of disappointing relationships. And then when she's met Spencer, it's felt like finally, and it looks like it, of course, in this video, finally she's met somebody that it's going to work with. And it's so sad when you think about what happened further down the line.
And that when I met him, it would be the most magical thing ever. And boy, is that an understatement. I finally found my lobster, and it honestly couldn't be a person with a more beautiful heart. I will love you forever, and I'm so lucky to be Mrs. Teppy.
Now, just one thing I would like to say, and when the brother-in-law Rob was saying earlier, didn't sound like Monique. I think that phone call, 911 call, does sound like Monique. Her voice sounds just the same to me, but I don't know her as well as he does. It was nice to see the dog's tail was wagging. I don't know if you noticed the dog was sat there with the tail wagging. The dog was Spencer, so the dog obviously approves of Monique.
By the power vested in me by the Universal Life Church and by the state of Ohio, I now pronounce you husband and wife. You may kiss the bride. So everyone,
Larry does not.
I'd like to present to you Mr. and Mrs. Tepe.
And even though we ain't got money, I'm so in love with you.
Oh yeah, beautiful video. And they look so happy. Oh. So, of course, if you want to watch the video with the music, you can go on to Rob's YouTube and watch it there, but I'm not going to play the music. So yeah, if you look at Spencer's shape, body shape, his long legs, broad look, he's very similar in stature, I think, to the suspect, or the video that's been released supposedly of the suspect. Wonder if she was cold in that dress. That looks freezing. She didn't like that, whatever it was. Yeah, so here we've got the family and friends gathered together having a toast to the couple. And I just think it's sort of chilling because somebody there could well be the perpetrator. You know, this is their friends and family.
To stay close to them and to get them to get to know them really well. They have quite literally given me food, shelter, clothing, and drink, and I'm so happy to have you guys in my life.
You know, I've seen you with your ups and downs and trying to find your person. And when Spencer came into the picture, I've never seen you so happy, and it's never seemed just so right. I'm so happy to call you a brother. So happy you're part of the family. Because as my sister said in her vows, like, you let her be her. I love you both.
We love you too.
Yes. So congratulations.
It's a good job we can't see into the future, really, isn't it? Because at least it looks like they had such a lovely day that day. I hope they've had many, many happy days. But it's perhaps a good job you can't see into the future, what might happen in the future. They always get stars and stripes in there, don't they? Oh, I think these pictures, it's what I mean, it must be freezing because it's actually snowing, if that's real snow. I presume it is, so she's got a jacket on there, but and look at the dog covered in the snow. I mean, I do think it's a beautiful video. It really is a beautiful video. Sorry, oh, there's another one. Another cockadoodle or whatever they are. Cockapoo. But yeah, it's quite chilling, isn't it? Because you see all the guests and everything. None of them knew what was going to happen a few years down the line. And possibly, someone on this video is the person who did it. But I hope they find out soon who it is, because, you know, if you were one of those friends and family as well, you would, you know, there's a suspicion on them, isn't there? Do you think the police know anything? You know, do you think they have got an idea? Is this going to be a Brian Koberger type thing where it feels like they haven't got any idea and then suddenly, boom, they arrest somebody? Oh, the dog. Yeah. It's beautiful with the snow and everything, isn't it? You know, it's lovely. It's a lovely video. Yeah. Hi. Well, don't forget to leave me your comments. Let me know what you think about it all. Do you agree? Do you think it was a targeted attack? Or do you think it was just some random person? I can't see how it can be a random person. You know, heading straight for that house. Walking, don't forget to get to that house. They'd walk past a load of other houses that they could just as easily have broken into. Why that particular house with four people in it and a dog? You know, why did they walk into that house and not one of the others? And then, yeah, look how long his legs are. He's so like the video of the suspect. So I think whoever the suspect is, they're not dissimilar in shape and size to Spencer himself. Very similar stature, I think. Monique and Spencer, January the 30th, 2021. Very sad. Sad but happy. I mean, they had a happy day. As I say, you cannot take away from that day. They had, you know, beautiful. So, myself in, I can hear myself in stereo. Let me just turn that down. Yeah, you know, they had that beautiful day and they had 5 years of happiness, I hope, and their children, of course. So that can never be taken away from them. But yeah. Okay, so yeah, let me know in comments what you think. Do you think it was a random attack? Do you think it was a deliberate target? I think it's got to be a deliberate target, but that's just my opinion. Anyway, each day, of course, it's night time in America now, isn't it? We probably won't get any news today till America wakes up later. Another thing that's happening today later is the arraignment of Nick God, I never know whether to say Rayner or Reiner, who murdered, of course, his mum and dad, Michelle and Rob, over the Christmas period. He's appearing in court today, so I may do a live while that's on, actually. Yeah, there's a video that I want to look at, I want to react to. Nancy Grace put a really, really good video out about Brian Koberger and the, you know, now that we sort of know most of the facts and things about the 911 calls and the body cam from the scene, etc. And I want to react to that. Yeah, a lot of cases that I want to talk about. I did release a video overnight about Gus Lamont. The police are back there taking statements from the family and searching again. So hopefully sooner or later something will come up there. As far as Jack and Lily Sullivan are concerned, no news as far as I know. Yeah, we're just keeping an eye on all these cases, aren't we? And any new cases that come up. There's always something going on in the world of true crime, isn't there? But I must admit, this particular case, this is going to become a very high profile case, isn't it? Because it's so mysterious. I mean, it may turn out to not be that mysterious. You know, most crimes end up being the reason, it ends up being either to do with money, sex, doesn't it, or professional jealousy, or you know, there are like the stock motives, if you like, for murder. And this case may turn out, when we find out everything, may turn out to be just one of those cases that has what can I say, a predictable motive that has led, you know, to this awful event and 2 children being orphaned. Sometimes there's a big twist in cases. Sometimes it turns out to be nobody we expected. You know, there may be that dash cam or whatever that the police have released of that suspect. Maybe nothing to do with the case, mightn't it? Maybe someone just walking home drunk after going to the pub. You know, we just, until the police actually come out and tell us what's really going on, we don't really know anymore. And even Rob, the brother-in-law, he admitted that he doesn't know much more than the next person, really. So it's a waiting game while the police get their case together, but I am 100% certain this perpetrator will be caught. Definitely. There's no way they won't be caught. You know, I don't think they've been clever enough leaving the cartridges there at the scene. There'll be some sort of trail that leads back to them, be it a digital trail or something like that. Or, you know, once the police start looking at all the CCTV, dash cam, etc., they'll trace them back to a vehicle or to a home or some, you know, they're going to be caught. It's not a question of if they're going to be caught. In my opinion, it's a question of when. Tick tock, time's running out. That person would do just as well to hand themselves in, really. Okay, thank you for watching. Prayers for the family. I don't know how they're going to get through this, but I hope they're coping okay. And those little children, it's a good job that they are so small, really, because hopefully they won't have any traumatic memory, but they've still got a big loss to grow up with, haven't they? Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you really soon in the next video, as always. But until then, yeah, let's pray for justice for Spencer and Monique. I'll see you really soon in the next video. And until then, may your God go with you. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Bye.